Good. Yay. Okay, and then the last little thing which I'll do now is just put some magic vase. Good. So let's come into a comfortable seat. Thanks for your flexibility, yogis. And just close our eyes for a moment. Closing the eyes is a ritual. A ritual to close the outer world, or to bring the outer world away from you and to go inside. Life is a beautiful dance between our inner world and the outer world, and we live in a beautiful world. And exchanging energy with people is wonderful, but then we also need to actively, or actually passively almost, recharge. And that's what the yin practice can give us. So to connect the body and the mind, focus on your breath. Notice how the breath travels through your nose, through your throat, into your lungs, and how your lungs need a little bit of space. So there's an expansion of the ribs, of the rib cage. No worries. Oh yeah, of course, now the plans have changed. And slow down and deepen the breath. Knowing that with each slow, deep breath, you calm down your central nervous system. It might help you to count your breaths around 4 to 6 counts to breathe in. And 6 to 8 counts to breathe out. Your exhales can be longer than your inhales. And it takes a little while. It takes a couple of breaths, and it takes a bit of time to arrive fully with your body, with your mind, with your heart, with your spirit in this place. So if you notice your mind wander, that's okay. Just pay attention to your breath. And each breath you take is in the present moment. We cannot breathe into the past or into the future. And consider this hour an hour of self-care, but also an hour of self-exploration, noticing what is going on in your life, in the different layers of your being right now. Maybe there is an intention you'd like to set for this practice. An intention can be something you'd like to invite, a certain energy, a certain attitude, or something you'd like to let go of. Let's place our hands in front of the heart, a gesture of union, right and left, masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang. And then you can seal your practice in your intention by bowing your head, your intelligence towards your heart. And let's start with a Supta Baddha Konasana. So you can bring a prop if you want. You bring a prop, either a pillow or a block. You just have to see the cork one is probably softer, or you can put the jersey. You can put a towel if you've got a wooden block, which is a bit hard on the skin. You can even put something over it. And then you measure for your block to be under your heart. I use a bra as an indication. And then the only thing when you put your head down is to just ask your neck, once you are settled into the shape, ask your neck if that's okay, or if you need some support. And then Michelle, just place the soles of your feet to touch. So you're nicely symmetrical, nice pull. So the heart is open and lifted. The body is still. And the last adjustment you can do is just connect with your hips and the sensations around the hips for a moment. And feel if your hips are okay and happy there. If it feels too much, you can either bring some props on the outside of your hips, or you can slide your heels a little bit further away from your groin. Space is what we invite here. Stillness. Breath. So I'll be a timekeeper, which is a luxury. You can just let go of time. The concept of time, how long we are here, how long we stay, it doesn't matter. What really matters here is to connect to the breath, to any sensations. And there are no thoughts or feelings that are not allowed here on the mat. Be curious about them, fascinate, let them come, let them go. The last thing I'd like to offer or invite you to do is add a nice pranayama exercise. You can breathe into the heart and visualize something that opens up, a blossoming flower, a fountain, and translate that intention and energy into the heart space, into the chest, all the way, initiating through the heart, radiating or rippling through the armpits, the elbows, the fingers. And then on the exhale, there's a deep softness towards your belly and your belly button, towards the organs that lie under your skin. Let them relax and soften. So a blossoming and opening through the heart. Whatever image comes up for you, whichever visualization, and a softness, a melting into the tummy. So when I think of the tummy bit, I think of water melting into earth when you water your plants, when it rains, or when you see a wave enter the beach and the water just kind of sinks into the little pieces of sand. You might have a different image. We stay still and I'll let you know when it's time to move again. Remind yourself of your intention, something you might want to invite or let go of.
How much you gave, how much you loved.
3 more rounds of breath in this shape. Bring your hands behind your head, and with the soft strength of your arms, lift your head. So lift your head and bring your chin towards your chest. You can even look at your belly button. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. And you can slowly bring the knees together. We move with as little effort as possible. And just roll onto your side. Remove the prop from behind you. And just linger here. You can even use the arm that is closer to the floor as a pillow. Closing the eyes again. Just taking the outer world out and looking inwards. Listening to that inner voice. Your divine truth. Your divine teacher. Slowly lift yourself up to sideways onto your feet, and then you can come onto your tummy and place. You might need a prop close by, so it's a bit of a puzzle. Yeah, you can move your face to this side. I like to have something under my face for the next shape, so I just like to just measure that I can breathe. And then you bring your right arm in front of your left. It's a lovely heart and shoulder opening, but from the back. So your right arm is in front of the left. And then you feel that your shoulders are parallel to the floor. That stays the same. You just kind of walk your elbows. The elbows will cross. You can even go further than cross. Yeah, nice. Don't have to go, you know, it's less is more. And then you can, oh, I need something higher. Kind of measure it out and let your head rest. It will come. Yeah, you just lie still. So probably at some stage, well, it's a blood restriction, which is one thing, but it's also meridian focused. So you don't necessarily feel everything, but physiologically, there is a stretch around the back of the shoulder blades, around the outer edges of your shoulder. So you're doing it right here. Do you feel that? There's something stretching here and then around here.
Yeah. I don't feel it as a normal stretch, but it feels slightly uncomfortable, but I'm happy just to go with it.
Is it uncomfortable?
Well, I do have a little bit of a shoulder tightness, but I'm happy to think.
See where so in yin we don't force, but we are, well, there's different levels of discomfort. It is a bit uncomfortable. Some shapes will be uncomfortable, and it's breathing with the discomfort and then meeting an edge maybe, but it's not an edge of pain. So your body will tell you, hey, this is not an edge that is benefiting your health. Then you move out. If it's an edge of resistance, if you feel some kind of resistance in the body to let go, then you just breathe towards that. So one of the most important things as well in our yin practice is that this is a place and space where I have to or I should does not exist. So at any time, if you feel that you want to move out, you move out, and allowing yourself to be free in that knowledge that this is all voluntarily, that it is benefiting also the deeper layers of yourself, your central nervous system, stuff that we might not even understand, that we can't put words to. And because your belly is so nicely in contact with the floor, it is nice to potentially practice belly breathing, diaphragmatical breathing. So let your belly fill up like a balloon. You might be able to connect with your belly button. Can you kind of feel where your belly button is, and let your belly really softly, the pressure builds when you breathe in, And then feel the expansion, not only on the front, but also on the side and at the level of the lower back. Soften the jaw and the skin on your face. An edge we might meet. We are still, we let time do its healing. Breathe towards the places where you might feel resistance. Breathe toward the space in the back of the heart around the shoulder blades. As much as your belly is rising and falling and in contact with the floor, let there be rising and falling between your shoulder blades in the back of the heart. A little sigh is always welcome. Yeah, just letting our worries, our anxieties, our thoughts, our ideas just slide off our being, just melt away. Three more rounds of breath here. Slowly move your arms. You might want to move your props away. Turn your nose to the left and just let the arms be next to the body. That's it, Emma. Nice pull. Notice the sensations in your fingers, maybe the palms, the arms, the shoulders. A softness on the exhale, letting go, a surrender to this moment. And then bring your nose to the floor. Bring your hands next to your rib cage. Come into a tabletop and then come into a 90-90s with your right leg. So your right leg will come in front. Here we can really use the edges of the mat as a reference. So your right shin is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Yeah, and your left shin or your left thigh is actually also, so it's 1, 2, 3. They're parallel to each other. There's a 90-degree, that's why it's called a 90. It's a 90-degree in the right knee, but also a 90-degree. So you can actually slide that left knee a little bit backwards. Yeah. Now you feel you're falling to that side, right? So we scoop. So rather than falling over to the right, you lift, you can bring your left hand to the inner thigh, and you're going to place that knee underneath your sit bone. Yeah, just a little, yeah, and then you sit more upright. Knees are okay, and then you can come forward. Use a prop. If you want to, or props. Does it feel okay? Sorry? You prefer half pigeon? Yeah, you can do half pigeon. It's actually, so just so you know, Margarita, it's also a slightly different stretch. Yeah. So if you do half pigeon every time, you get the same results. Because even half pigeon with the foot closer, foot further will stretch differently. but I want you to be happy. So it doesn't matter. We are stretching into our hips. Settle in. And this is also what I love about the yin practice, the yin space, is that all that you are to the outer world can melt away. Who are you underneath the skin? Who are you when the role plays fall away? Who are you deep, deep, deep inside? And it's not your job, and it's not your relationships. It's not what we do or what we say or what we think. It's even deeper than that. Let the breath be your roots, be your grounding, be your connection. Notice if you clench your teeth, sometimes the hips, the hips are a place where we hold on to tension. So stuff might come up. Things that surprise us, thoughts that surprise us, images that surprise us, sensations that are new. You're safe. You have your breath. And again, you don't have to do anything. You can move out at any time. A place to soften and to be with that edge, with your breath. To explore stillness, meditation, take one more deep breath in. A nice sigh out. Slowly walk your hands up so you lift your chest. And then move your foot a little in and we'll come onto our knees for toe seeds. Paul and Emma, I just closed my eyes. We were the yogis, online yogis were at Bodhikaya. Have you been? Have you been to Bodhikaya? It's a beautiful retreat center in close to Stanford. We were there last weekend. So when I had my eyes closed, I was like, you know, that energy that exists there is just, it's very special energy there. Because they're here, it made me think of that. You can create a space like that. You can create your own metaphorical Zen space in your head, and definitely Bodhikaya and Bali is that for me. Toes together, a little bit of spreading of the toes if you want. You can do that manually. And then it is up to you. We will not stay here as long. How deep you want to go with this, because it really depends. There's a lot of nerve endings here in the back of the foot. If this is too hectic for you, just place something here. The more you lean forward, the less challenging this is. Now, let's place our hands together behind our back. Place your fist on the left side of your ears, and then drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Again, remember that you can come out whenever you want. Notice the sensation on the right side of your neck. Breathe towards your soles of the feet. Soften the tongue inside your mouth. Breathe. Maybe even feel the breath on the side of the waist, of your left side of the waist. Press softly into the arm, into the hand. Feel that life force, the prana, the oxygen, the air that keeps you alive, that feeds. Again, the deeper layers, the deeper body, deep, deep. Deep down, an exploration of your source, of your light. In through the nose and out through the mouth. We breathe slower out than we breathe in to also really come into that parasympathetic. And the breath, you probably need it here. Most of us will feel an edge. We've got 26 seconds. You know, you don't have to force anything. You can always lean forward. Be with the sensations and let the breath be there for you. One more deep breath in. Release your hands. Now, it might actually be in the release of the feet where you're going to feel it most. So bring the fingers down and then wiggle your toes. Or clap your feet. You can clap your feet a bit. How did I go, Emma? Good. Nice. Awesome. You're sitting in the sunshine. Lucky you. Good. Now, the little counter pose is actually toes pointed. Some people have very tight fronts of the feet. So most of us find this one easier, but not all of us. So if you're like, oh, easy peasy, cool, enjoy it. Hands go to the other side. Right ear to the right shoulder. Here comes Yuna. Hello. Oh, you've got a friend there. So I sometimes accidentally ujjayi breathe because ujjayi breath is so vinyasa and I do so much vinyasa. But then when I catch myself ujjayi breath, it's a different energy. Ujjayi actually is more awake, makes you more awake and is uplifting. So I try to then go, oh, no. Not a problem. It's just autopilot. But I try to breathe into the nose nice and deep and slow. And almost as if you're blowing through a little straw. letting your air escape very, very gently. One more deep breath in. Slowly bring your head back. We'll do the same routine. You remember Yuna, Paul and Emma, they remember Yuna. Throughout, so my online yogis started in lockdown. So they know the cats, they know my pajamas, they know everything. No secrets there. Good, nice. Yeah. All right, we'll do our 90-90, the leg, left leg in front. Take your time to set up. So specifically with asymmetrical shapes, we sometimes move quite quickly into the second one, and our ego wants to decide where we go. So our right and left side are not the same. So rather than letting your mind decide where the body needs to go, feel into where the body needs to go. And it might mean that you want to stay up a little bit longer before you go down. That's the feeling in. Allowing yourself to feel the feels is why we are also here. So it's not a copy-paste situation, because we are right or left-handed. You can even use, we don't always stand perfectly straight. I know that I've got a little bit of a angle in my hip when I talk to people. The one knee bends, the other leg is more straight. So that all has an impact on your hip joints, on your lower back, on the fascia. So another thing that might be interesting to know, if you don't know, is that we are stretching into the fascia, into the connective tissue here, and that material needs more time for space. And then let the breath be there. Yeah, looking good. Yes, oh, we didn't actually do that. So if you wanted to, I did it without, yes, towards Margarita. Yeah, perfect. Yes, good memory. Like, where am I going? Yeah. Better? Good. Pleasure. Yes, it takes a couple of moments to settle into the shape, into the sensations, and then we can let go and just allow ourselves to be still, to be with our breath, to be with the sensations, to be with the deeper layers of our being, which surface very much when we are still, through meditation, through walking in nature. We actually call it the alpha state of your mind and your brain. You are awake, alert, but calm. And this is where creative ideas, letting go can take place. Sometimes wiggling the toes and then letting them totally soften helps. We sometimes think our bodies are soft and relaxed, and then we're still holding on to some tension. And the shoulders, just let them soften, a little sigh, a melting of the bones, melting of the skin, melting away of any worries. we leave them outside. Of that invisible gate, your little cocoon here on your mat. And when the mind wanders, just come back to your breath. Take a deep breath into the nose. A nice sigh. And bring your hands under your shoulders gently. So I feel this one a lot more than the other one. Move out slowly. And come onto your tummy. Nice. Place your left hand in front of the right. Oh, such a big difference. Maybe measure your pillow that it's gonna support you. Don't know how high I want it. I'll figure it out. Left arm in front of the right, and then walk. Your nose is still pointing straight down. Good. Your shoulders are parallel to the floor. So there are different layers to our practice. Yes, we are stretching into the physical layer. Yes, we are digesting our day, our lives on a mental and emotional level. And yes, we also get to listen to our soul, our spirit, our inner voice. And I used that example on the retreat last weekend. I love Bali because it just inspires me and the way they live. Spirituality is like drinking coffee and brushing their teeth there. It's so normal that I can have deep conversations. Well, they're considered deep here, but they're considered normal there with your taxi driver about divine and God and Shiva and all those kind of things. It's just embedded into their lives. And we were just discussing the divine and Brahma and all the connections. And he just had such a lovely way to describe, let's say, the bigger divine energy and then your individual divinity. And it's like there's this big God, there's this big divine, but then there's a little God that lives inside you. And you can only listen to the little God if you're still, if you meditate. It's such a simple way to just break something quite complex down. But I truly believe there's a truth to that. In order to discover our own purpose, our own dharma, our own highest potential, self-explore and listen to those messages that are coming from your subconscious to your conscious. They are important. And they might not come on your mat. Even the fact that you slow down for an hour, they might come tonight while you are brushing your teeth. These practices have a ripple effect energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically. Who are you when we peel all the layers of conditioning experience? Similar to what we discussed, Michelle, that pure childlike energy. A beautiful, blissful, playful light. That uniqueness that we all have. Our unique, beautiful lights. Our unique, beautiful gifts. One more deep breath in. And a nice sigh out. Slide your arms towards each other. Unbow tie yourself. Nose faces to the right. Arms come next to you. That belly breathing. Conscious belly breathing. And you know, we connect easily to the front of the body, but also pay attention to the back of the body, specifically around the lower back and your sacrum. Let it relax. Your buttocks are relaxed. Let it rise and pull with every breath. Breathe into every cell. Let every cell relax on the exhale. And bring your chin to the floor. Bring your hands next to the rib cage without too much muscular effort. Just bring your feet where your head was, and we'll come into a supported bridge pose. You can choose your own prop. Feet are flat on the floor. You can place your block or your pillow on low or higher. Remember that high isn't necessarily better. Just feel in, how does it feel? And then you can obviously bring your block a little bit higher and see like, what feels better? It's like you're tasting the waters, testing the waters and like, yes or no, yes or no. And that's also teaching yourself to listen to that intuitive voice You can go as high as you want if you want to go that high. Yeah, but I would turn it a quarter. Wait, I can't. Actually, if you use this one, you'll probably enjoy it more because there's more stability. You might just need to help me and just place it under this. Yeah, does it feel good? So you can just feel yourself if you want it more, the block itself more towards the tailbone. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Margarita, just place your feet put apart, so a little bit closer there, so the ankle is underneath. Yeah, otherwise it's a little bit too open, and you're already quite open in your joints. Yes, so it's an inversion. Hip flexors and psoas. Physically, I love this shape. If there's any shape I like to do every day, it's this one. And leg of the wall, also amazing. Our legs and our hips, they work hard for us. But make sure that your hips can kind of soften into, like really relax onto the block. Trust the block, that your full body weight with every exhale descend into the block. Also very nice, because we are inverted, your organs almost slide towards your diaphragm, slide towards your heart a little bit. And then because you're breathing, your diaphragm is massaging your organs. When I do this alone, I even poke my organs. So I bring, for example, my right hand, like a little C shape, underneath the right rib. Your liver sits there. So gently, I just touch. Quite strong, actually, but not too, like you're not forcing anything. And just feel into the liver, which sits on the right underneath the right rib cage. Then you can do that with the left hand underneath the left rib cage, so your spleen is sitting. All very, very, very important for your lymphatics, big organs of detoxification. And even massaging, like slowly with my fingers around the belly button, up to the center, all the way where you feel like, oh yeah, this is where the ribs start, this is where the bones are. And when you do this really slowly, and even there might be a point where you go, what? There's a lot of, I know exactly where it's right here. And when I hold that point, there might be some tension in that part of your digestive system, And then if you're like, okay, that's enough, you can let go and be still. We'll keep massaging, like shiatsu, they're also really, really gut orientated. You might even feel a link between touching a certain place and sensations in the back of your sacrum and your pelvis. When you've eaten something that is quite difficult to digest, there's tension in that area, and every day will feel different. Very interesting. Take one more deep breath in. And a nice sigh out. Wonderful. Bring your hands to the block. You'll need to engage your muscles just a little bit to lift your hips off the block. And bring your hips down. and extend to our Shavasana, our pentacle, as we call it in Yin. So you can bring your feet along the mat and just lie still. Integration. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. We'll finish class just a little bit later because we started a little bit late because of our technical issues, but I was happy that we managed to move. So online, if you need to go at some stage, feel free. Thank you for being here. We closed our eyes in the beginning of class, and we've had our eyes closed multiple times. A ritual, a symbol of closing ourselves from external distractions and thoughts and outwards energy sharing. So keep your eyes closed for just a couple more moments and notice the energy that we have created together. By breathing, by being still, by opening up through different meridians in different parts of our body. And know that that is always accessible to us. It's just a matter of allowing the time, gifting ourselves that time to heal, to digest, to integrate all of life's joys and challenges. Take a deep breath into the nose and a nice soft sigh out of the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in. You can keep your eyes closed as long as you want, but start to move from that passive state, from that alpha state, to a little bit more activity. So start to move your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretching the arms overhead, pointing and flexing the feet. A yawn. Oh, but come. And then when you are ready, hug your knees in towards your chest. And a hug, which is a real hug, like you hug your husband or your children, with full love for yourself, for your beautiful, healthy body, for all that you are. And then roll onto a side. You can use the bottom arm as a pillow for your head. And just linger there for a moment. Again, just soaking up, staying in that space of bliss and calmness and grounding. And then gently come back up to a seated position of your choice. You can cross your legs or come to a kneeling. To close our practice together, we can bring the hands together in front of the heart. An insight might have come during class, or you can stick to your intention and take that with you into the rest of this day, into the rest of this evening, off your mats, into sharing your beautiful energy with your loved ones or with yourself. Gratitude for this practice, this ancient practice of wisdom and depth, self-exploration and growth. Namaste. Thank you, Yogi. I'm just going to say goodbye to the online people. You take your time.
Thanks, Joëlle.
Pleasure. Bye. Bye. See you Monday. I'm going to try my best. Bye.
See you then. Bye.